Hello. This vlog is really just a compilation of mainly what I've been doing, what I've been watching. The last week or so has been very, I don't know, it's been kind of like sad. I mean, not like sad. I don't know a better word for it right now. Like just like kind of like melancholy, I guess, when it comes to language learning and just in life in general. But, I've been doing the things and just like kind of like reflecting a lot on like how I approach language learning and just like where I'm at and just like, I don't know, being frustrated at where I'm at in the journey and just like kind of not understanding why like I can't like fully break through to intermediate, where it's like I'm not a beginner anymore, but sometimes I feel like I might as well be. Like, I'm not a beginner. I've been learning well for over a year now, but there's just some intermediate content that I feel like I'm never going to understand. So there's that. It's also like so cold today. I'm so confused. I'm like, we're in summer. Like, it's literally so sunny outside. It's like afternoon, but like I'm just freezing. So that's uncomfortable. But yeah, I'm about to do my reading. Surprise, surprise, I did not finish this book in February like I wanted to, but I'm so close. I'm doing just 15 minutes a day of reading in Spanish. So yeah. I also started reading a webtoon, which I love so much. It's called Mi Liberación en tu Fuego, I think. Something like that. I don't know, but it's so cute. I really like it. Here's a webtoon I've been reading. I pulled it up on my iPad, but I do read it on my phone. It's super interesting. I understand like 80% of it, and the art is seriously so beautiful. Like, just to like give you like a little glance, like hello. Like, seriously makes it so like worth reading. Like, I love it. It really adds to like the story. So yeah. Something else for this vlog. I've been dabbling a lot. It's like, I don't know, all of a sudden I had the motivation to learn so many languages. I've been dabbling in, first I started in Esperanto, but I kind of dropped it already. And then I started dabbling in Japanese. I don't know, I just got like this urge. I've never tried to learn Japanese in my life, which is so funny because I've tried to learn so many languages, but Japanese is not one of them. I can say Gohan Kudasai, but yeah, thank you, Duolingo. I also started dabbling in Korean, but I may not just be dabbling in Korean anymore. I may be back into studying Korean, which is like insane to me because it's just one of those things. There's just some languages that you just never forget. Like, you just never let go of. It's like I studied Korean so hard so many years ago. And like, I don't know, like I'm just like really into it right now. So that might be a thing for me. Also, Vietnamese, not going well. I kind of started dabbling, and then if I wasn't dabbling, I've been doing Spanish, but no other serious language learning. So yeah, I don't know. I just want to take my Spanish learning to the next level, and I started really thinking about like my life and like how much time I just spend like scrolling on the phone. And not that I want to be like, well, I have to be productive all the time, but I'm also like, I'll say this year I'm lucky in the way that I have the time. I don't have, I'm working from home, so I don't have like the full schedule that I used to have, where it was like I have to come home from work and like find time and like I'm exhausted. Like, I'm home all day. Outside of the time that I'm working, I have a good amount of time to kind of put more energy into my hobbies and not just doom scrolling. Like, I don't have social media, so I use YouTube as my social media, and like I just like scroll on YouTube. Like, I don't even watch videos half the time. Like, I'm just like, what's out there? And then like I'll watch like 1 minute of a video. I'm like, okay, what else is out there? And I'm like, how could I translate that into learning languages? So I do have separate channels for like the languages I'm interested in. And so I've kind of decided to limit myself, where it's like during the weekdays at least, I'm only on my Spanish channel. And so even if I'm gonna sit there and scroll for hours, I'm like watching shorts that are in Spanish. Like, I'm gonna sit there and like watch vlogs that are in Spanish. So that's kind of helping me. Also, being off of my phone, I'll be able to read more and finish series. So it's just like, I don't know, I want to take my time back, I guess, is kind of how I felt. I sort of feeling like I want to take back my time. I really want to put language learning more into my life, and I'm just trying to figure out how I can do that. Because I've done my hour consistently. on Dreaming Spanish, but I'm like, I could do more. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, time to read. I always love to have like some ambiance in the back. So yes, what are we going for today? I think I'm gonna do reading by the lake. It has summer vibes, it's chill. Where is it at? There it is, reading by the lake. Every single time I read in Spanish, I realize how much I don't know. How much vocabulary I just don't know. Speaking of vocabulary, next I'm going to do 30 minutes of vocabulary on Spanish dictionary. I decided to introduce this again to kind of see if it helps me, because I struggle with listening. I genuinely do, and it's more than just because it's hard. I struggle with listening in terms of my life. Even in English, I have a hard time understanding things that aren't clear. So like lyrics, I don't understand it all in English. Like half the time I can't understand them, like on Netflix shows, like because like they're so quiet. So like, and that's in my native language. So I've noticed like watching, you know, I'm doing the comprehensible input, but there's just some words that I know it when they say it, I recognize it, but I don't know it enough that I can use it because it's not clear. I haven't seen it. I'm a very visual person. For me, words make more sense written. Like, they just do. That's why, like, in the past, I was never, like, the type to really care to listen or speak, because I don't like to listen or speak in my own language. Like, I'm so, like, being so for real. I've always been a reader and writer. And obviously, whenever I decided to come back into Spanish in the past year, I wanted to be strong in all skills, so I try to focus on them all. But at the end of the day, my brain just works better, like, visually. So my idea is that I'm not trying to do the vocabulary to memorize it at all. It's just to get my brain used to what the words look like, so that whenever I hear them, I'm making connections easier than just like hearing these words. But like I don't have a visual of it. Like I just don't, like it's hard for me to make that connection. So yeah, I'm gonna try that out and see if the 30 minutes of vocabulary combined with the 1 to like 2 hours of comprehensible input is making better progress for me. So yeah. Another thing that I've been doing is I've started going back to reading articles on Vogue España and Vogue Latino America, or like Mexico, but it's like both. But yeah, so I've been doing that and using the little thing, I forget what it's called, but it's like the thing that you add to like Chrome, and it can like tell you what the words mean. So I've been reading on that as well. That was something I did a lot last year, and I kind of forgot that I enjoyed doing that, so I started doing that again. When it comes to getting back into Korean, I'm like, I don't know, it's a little bit hard because it's like I'm in that same awkward place that I was with Spanish, where it's like I have some type of foundation, but I like, so it's like some basics are too basic. Like I found some comprehensible input and it started at 00, and it was like, I remember the numbers, I remember how to read, I remember basics, like I know how to introduce myself, like I know all of that. I remember some grammar constructions, like how to say I want something, or like how to say I'm not good at something, whatever. So yeah, now it's just kind of awkward trying to find what works for me. Back when I started learning Korean, Talk to Me in Korean was fully free, and now I see that it's fully not. So not going back to that resource. I really want to avoid spending money on learning Korean, because I've put so much money into Spanish, and the money that I continue to spend will go into Spanish. So I really want it just to be a free experience here. But yeah, so it's just been kind of like awkward, I'm not gonna lie, trying to find how I want to learn Korean, what kind of approach I want to take. I feel like with every language, it's not the same, you know. My time slot for Korean is 30 minutes a day, just because I already have some foundation of it. And my time slot for Vietnamese is still 15 minutes a day whenever I decide to pick that back up. I don't know when. I'm hoping within the next week. That's what I'm aiming for, within the next week. And I'm going to try to take it easy. Of course, more than anything, above all, Spanish is my number one. Most of my time is going to be dedicated to Spanish, but I would like to just spend some time with other languages here and there as well. just because I can. And I want to take advantage of this extra time that I have in my life right now, because I know, you know, it most likely won't always be this way, but it is right now. So I want to kind of enjoy that and do what I can with the languages that I want to learn and just see where I'm at by the end of the year. Anyways, that's the end of this little vlog. Just kind of giving an update, you know, where I'm at. Sometimes learning languages is not the easiest, and especially now that I'm living in a Spanish-speaking country, I definitely feel pressure to do well. Like, I don't want to return home and like barely have made progress. So I think that's also kind of like looming in the back, where I'm like, I want to take advantage of this, and maybe I'm not taking advantage of it enough. I don't know, just pressure I'm putting on myself. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video.